Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on our Facebook Live. I want to say hello to all of our followers, consultants, and leaders. Everyone is welcome to today's live with our very favorite JAFRA professional makeup artist, Jackie Alves. Hi, Jackie.
Hey, friend, how are you?
I'm doing good. And you know what? Our followers might think that we plan these live red and gold, but we did it.
We're just cool like that.
Yeah. So today, Jackie, you have a good makeup tips and life for our followers, which is fresh face glamour. So I'm gonna put the spotlight on you. I'll be behind the scenes, checking the comments, and let's get started. Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to talk about fresh face glamour. It's one of my most favorite subjects, you guys. Of course, I love glamour. Being a makeup artist of over 30 years, glamour is my jam. But how to keep it fresh, keep it relevant, and keep it simple so that you can reproduce a beautiful look on your own face without being a makeup artist. That's one of my favorite things to share with my clients here at the Beauty Bar, and also, across social platforms everywhere. I love to be able to show women how they can use these tips and tricks and products on their own face to produce a beautiful look. So let's get cracking. So you can see I'm pretty naked face today. I even slicked my hair back so you could just focus on what's going on with the face today and get a good look at my skin. So a lot of redness, of course. So I'm going to bring in just real quick some skin prep. And what I want to do is just put on my glasses for a minute so I can make sure that I can see myself. And you know how it is when you're on video, sometimes it can get a little bit wacky. So I'm going to full screen myself just so I can see. There we go. Okay. So really quick, I have moisturized my face with my favorite Global Longevity Balm. I like this product. It's from the Royal Revitalized line. It's super lightweight. So if I want a beautiful full face, like fresh faced glam, I want my skin prep to coincide with that. So I like a lightweight moisturizer so that I'm not overdone. I do have dry skin, but I don't want it to be extra emollient today. I want my makeup to last, but still look dewy and fresh. So I started with that. Next, today, instead of a primer, which I use a primer a lot, you guys, JAFRA's got an incredible all-in-one primer that goes with any foundation. But today I want to use my new BioLab facial serum. This is a lactic acid serum, and I love to use it sometimes in the place of a primer for this reason. So if I just do a little bit in my fingertips and rub it on my face, pressing it in, even on my lips and really under my eyes, what happens when I do my foundation is I have beautiful skin. It really gives a great glow to my foundation. But by glow, I don't mean looking like shiny or like it's kind of greasy or oily. I mean just a beautiful, healthy skin glow, because that product is really for dehydrated skin, not necessarily dry skin. So don't think that because it says for dehydrated skin, it's going to add all this moisture and make you look shiny. It actually rehydrates the skin, and it mixes beautifully with foundation. One of my favorite makeup artists that also works with JAFRA Cosmetics, Uzi Gold, actually helped me discover that last year. And I've been mixing it with my foundation ever since. So it's always good to hang with a makeup artist. Okay, now I've got my JAFRA Cosmetics Beauty from the JAFRA Beauty line, our cream foundation. And I don't always use cream. I love to change back and forth between a liquid or, just use powder sometimes. But today, because I really want to have a fresh face and look glamorous, I'm going to use my cream. And I'm using the shade called Natural right through the middle of my face. This is a great match for my skin. And you can see it starts taking out the redness right away. And I'm just using a JAFRA foundation brush to blend it right through the middle and really sheer it out. So just because I'm working with cream doesn't mean I need to have you know, a crazy amount of foundation on. It doesn't have to be full coverage. So to get a fresh face glam just means to focus on that fresh face. And then I'll show you a couple of pops of glam to press in there with that look. So on my eyelids right now, don't forget to do your eyelids. It's very important because we can have darkness or discoloration on the top part too. We focus on that bottom half so much, saying, oh, you know, I have dark circles or bags, but don't forget the top. A lot of that darkness can come from there as well. So bringing that foundation all the way up. Now what I'm going to do is go in and add just a tiny bit of the shade Cappuccino, still in my cream foundation, but it's just going to add a little bit of dimension and contour. And this can be very simple, but one of the great things about having that fresh face glam is having that bronzy, beautiful glow and addition of that extra dimension. So this really will take it next level. Rather than doing one solid shade all across your whole face, this really brings in some beautiful glow and dimension for you. Now, I suggest most of the time using 2 shades of foundation because we're never just one shade. Most women I know are 2, 3, 5 shades. You can see I've got a red chest here. I've got some dark spots on my cheeks. So don't feel bad about, you know, you may need 2 foundations, but I like to use them in my favor by making one almost like my contour product. All right, let me not forget these 3 spots on my forehead here. That would be hilarious. And don't think I've never done that, you guys. So if you've ever gone out of the house with your contour not blended or having a line right here, I know some of my 80s ladies have done that back in the day where we would stop right here with our foundation. If you've ever done that, comment below and let me know. Yes, girl, I went out of the house with stripes on my face. Or if you've never done it and you're totally freaked out by the story I just told that I've actually gone out with 3 brown dots on my forehead, let me know that in the comments too. Okay, you can see I've got that dimension and that beautiful bronze blended in. I think I better blend back here just a little bit. All right, and it's looking good already. Now, something extra I want to do is go in with my JAFRA Skin Lip Balm. This is the Shea Butter Lip Balm, and I love this one. Before I get to my lips, I'm going to put a little bit on here. I'm going to add a little bit under my eyes. So notice when I did my foundation, I didn't put a bunch under my eyes because I'm going to go back later and do that step. But right now I'm going to use some of that lip balm. And it's really going to help with any creasing under my eyes and lock that moisture in. Just warming it up with my ring finger here. And it just adds like some just beautiful moisture underneath the eyes. So now I'll go back quickly and set with my JAFRA Beauty Photo Set Translucent Powder. You guys, I love this powder. It's a true translucent. I can use it on any skin tone. And as you can see, I'm in a real makeup studio. I'm a real makeup artist, not an influencer that does my own makeup all the time, but I actually do makeup on client after client. So I can verify that this is usable on tons of different skin tones and shades. It will really buff nicely, minimize the look of pores, and also it's really easy to just get a quick layer on without caking yourself. It'll still leave a beautiful dewy look to your foundation, so it's not overly matted down. That's one thing with a fresh face glamour. You want it to look fresh rather than that matte look, which is appropriate for sometimes. That's okay. But for this look, we're going to definitely go with that fresh, beautiful skin look. So right now I'm going to take my blush called Bronze. You guys are going to love this trick. So I'm going to use my bronze right where I've contoured to deepen it. Almost right underneath my cheekbone. And kind of scooping up It's almost like I'm just creating a little scoop to hold my cheek in there. Now, this is adding dimension and really adding to that contoured look. Yeah, but also that fresh, beautiful bronzy look. I will add a little bit under here just to make sure I'm matching, because right under here I get pretty white. The sun doesn't hit me under here. So I got to make sure that that's nice and cohesive. I'll even put a little bit here under my collarbones to bring some of the bronze through. So don't forget this area. This is still just as important as all of this up here. All right, so now that I've got that finished, I'm going to go in with my blush in the shade Captivate and pop that right on top of the bronze. So this is just creating a little bit of a glow. And it's lightening as it goes towards my eyes. So we've got the deeper dimension here, and then it fades lighter and lighter. But I love this shade Captivate. It's really light. So if you have a deeper skin tone and this is just not showing up on you, this would be too light for you, try the shade Rose Oro. That's a beautiful peach shade, and it's got a little bit more pigment to it because I'm on the fair side. I can get away with a lighter blush like this. All right, so I want to show you something incredible. So on my eyes, let's talk about a simple, fresh-faced glam for the eyes. Now, sometimes when we think of glam, we think of 2016. We think of all of the graphic liner and green glitter, and that doesn't necessarily equal glam, and especially not now. Glam has really toned down. That's why soft glam is so important. But let me show you a simple way to achieve a beautiful glamorous look. So I'm going to take my JAFRA crease brush. You can see it's nice and fluffy, shaped like a bulb on top to fit right in that crease. But I'm going to go right in the crease of my eye with some of my bronze blush, just to add dimension and glow here. Not super high tech. You know, there's a lot of things that makeup artists do with eyeshadow that are very deep and technical. And you can see I have a hooded lid. So this will work if you've got hooded lids, mature lids. I'm over 50. So, you know, it doesn't matter your age or your lid shape. Even for a severely hooded lid, you can still do this one. All right. So really just shading and shadowing in that crease. Okay, now I want to take my liquid eyeshadow, and this is JAFRA Beauty liquid eyeshadow. Now, you guys, I can never pronounce this shade correctly. So if you know what it is, don't bust me up when I say it wrong, because I'm going to say it wrong right now. But this shade is a beautiful kind of light, really bright shade, and I'm looking right now for the name. There it is. It's Playa Oaxaca. I hope I at least came close, you guys, because I'm a total nerd, but that's okay, because I'm a nerd who can do eyeshadow. So I'm going to show you how to use this beautiful liquid in a really simple way. So you can use it to create like a cut crease or something really technical like that. But what I'm going to do is just put it on the inner corner of my bottom lid. I'm going to try to come closer for you. And then use my middle or my ring finger just to fade it out towards the outside. So it actually winds up being brighter on the inner corner and then fading out. All this is doing is really brightening that bottom lid. And we'll catch some beautiful light, but it gives that great shimmer. That's really, you know, that's what glam is known for typically, is a little bit of extra shine and depth. And, you know, you can think back to like Hollywood glam. Think of Marilyn Monroe. You would do like a white bottom eyelid or a white shimmer on her bottom lid, and then do a beautiful, like a cat eye or a wing liner. Putting a little bit more. It's always harder on my left side. I think because I'm right-handed. There we go. Got it evened out. So you can see it gave a great pop on my bottom lid. Now, if you have a severely hooded lid, you can omit this step if you feel like, well, Jackie, I'm going to put that on my eyelid and it's just going to disappear. Well, that's okay, friend. You don't have to do that part. But I am going to show you how to use a liquid eyeliner and create a beautiful wing. So this is one of my favorite things to teach. It's this technique I talk about all the time on YouTube, and it's called the fat triangle technique. So some of my friends that watch me on social media and watch my videos crack up because that doesn't sound very technical, right? The fat triangle method, but it'll make sense when you watch this. So I'm going to go out here. And then in this way, and now I've created a fat triangle. Now I'll turn it this way and start to go really skinny so that my fat triangle disappears halfway into my lash line. So it just kind of dives down into those lashes and disappears. I don't want to bring it all the way over because I may close off my eyes and I really probably will mess it up. My vision isn't great. I'm using a magnifying mirror and I have a hooded lid. So, you know, it may disappear. Oh, there we go. Wanted to bring it out just a little bit further so you could see it. Nice. Okay, now I'm going to do the other side. Fat triangle. There we go. So start small and bring it out as you go sometimes is helpful rather than starting big. And then disappear into the lash line. Okay, I feel like I messed up a little bit on this side, but I don't want you guys to get caught up in those small details. I'm going to look in a regular mirror because, you know, when we look in a magnifying mirror, and this is a little tip for all my friends maybe that don't see great, don't correct mistakes in the little mirror. First, look in the regular mirror just to make sure it's even visible because everything is visible in these things, like right into your brain. So be careful looking that close at yourself. All right, so Mom,
Jackie,
what's up?
so we do have a comment from one of our followers. Her name is Jan, and right now that you're doing the eyeliner, I think it's a good moment to bring this up to you so you can let us know. She says that she never knows how far to draw the eyeliner, and I think
Such
that's a good question.
absolutely. I love that you asked that, and thank you so much for your question. So let's talk about that quickly. So notice I started small. Like I said, I will start. I'm right-handed. That's also important, you know, which angle you're going to hold your eyeliner. We also have a little inkwell too. So it doesn't have quite a long floppy brush on it. The inkwell is a little shorter and stubbier like a Sharpie. So that may be easier if you're just starting. Also, if you're not real good at liquid eyeliner, you're afraid, but you want to try it, maybe start with a pencil and just kind of create a little line and then do the cheater's method, I say, and use the liquid to create that sharp point on the end. So that'll help you get started if you're not quite used to it yet. But then as far as where to start and where to stop. So you can see because I have a severely hooded lid, I do need to get a little more dramatic. So, you know, if your lid isn't like mine, you could do a tiny little point. For example, my daughter, of course, 21 years old, has a beautiful young eyelid, and her eyes are shaped a little different than mine. So she can do a tiny little, or she can do a really long, dramatic one as well. I have to be careful because I know it's going to disappear into my eyes. Most of my friends over 50, especially over 60, struggle with the same thing. So you want to start small, just where you can get it at a good angle coming out. Now, don't go down into it. Make sure you're coming at an angle like this first. So it's just flanking right out of your lash line there. Then bring it back across, doing that fat triangle that I showed you, but start small. And then when you open your eye like I did at first and it disappears, if that happens, then you know you can bring it out just a little bit further, starting on the bottom, and then bring it across the top. So just judging with your own eyes, bring it out till you can see it first. You know, if it needs to come out from underneath the hooded lid, or if you have a nice big eye and you want to bring it out a little further, do the small one first and then judge, yep, I need to bring it out a tiny bit more. Now, once you practice this a few times, then you'll get the hang of, oh, this is where I always go. I know my eyeliner needs to be about this far out. So it's really, there's a little bit of personal preference there as well. How dramatic do you want that? So always start small and then you can bring it out as needed. Then eventually you just remember where you like to start your eyeliner. And I hope that helps. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with some mascara right now. I'm going to quickly use a waterproof mascara. You can use whatever type of formula you like. You don't have to use waterproof if that's not your jam. I do like that this one has a small skinny brush on it, so I can really get at the roots. I can also get down here on my bottom lashes too, because it's not a big fat brush. So I don't poke myself as easy. But I'm just going to put a small amount because I've got a great liner on. I have a really good amount of a liquid eyeliner, a nice dramatic wing. So I don't need to overboard right now with my mascara. That's not priority for my look. Now with a Fresh Face Glam, you could choose a false lash or to really build up your mascara more if you like. But I'm just going to keep it simple and easy today. And I think that beautiful light colored eyeshadow I put on the inner corner really does pop that beautiful glam look that I'm going for without having to add too much more. All right, I probably could go back and put another coat. That's another great thing about this waterproof mascara. It doesn't clump. So you could build up several coats if you want. But in order to save time, I'm not going to put several coats right now. I want you to be able to follow along and not be like, you know, I need to take a break for a sandwich. I want you to be able to stick with me till the end of the look. Okay, so I've got my lip balm cooking on there. It feels really good. I'm going to go into some concealer now.
Jackie, and now that you're going to jump into the concealers, we do have another comment from our follower, Sonia. And she says, I have hooded eyes and dark circles. What do you recommend?
That's a perfect point for us to stop right now. You are good. So hooded lid, definitely, I think one of the tricks that I showed you with liner and how I just used my blush to get in there and create a little bit of dimension. So with a hooded lid, don't focus too much on your eyeshadow because most of the time it just disappears when we open our eyes, right? But take that second shade. I just used blush today, but if you're using eyeshadow, take your second shade. So for example, if you're going to use 3 shades, a light, a medium, and a dark, take your medium and bring it up, get it in your crease, but bring it up higher than you think. With hooded lids, that's always a mistake I see my friends make. We just put a little bit in there, open our eyes, and we're like, it's gone. I can't see it. And I always say, listen up, Sister Sue, you got to bring that up higher than you think, because if you open your eyes and it disappears, that just means you need to bring it where it's peeking over the top. So don't be afraid. We're like, I don't want to bring it up to my eyebrow. Well, do it anyway and see what you think. If you can still see it, then it's worth it. As far as dark circles under your eyes, something I shared when I was applying my foundation was I got foundation on my upper lid. We always focus underneath. We're like, I got to cover all this up. But sometimes we've got discoloration on the upper lid as well. So get your foundation on your upper lid. And then I have avoided underneath until now. I'm finished with my eyeshadow, my eyeliner, my mascara. And now I've had that lip balm kind of hanging out underneath my eye to add moisture. Now I'm going to go in with my concealer. So if you've got, dark circles under your eyes, you may want to warm it up first, like a color corrector, by using something warm. I like to use like a coral lipstick or something that's got some orange or peach, like a Hola Cariño in the Royal lipstick is a beautiful peach that I like to use as concealer sometimes to correct that darkness. Now, if you don't have a lot of darkness, you can simply go with concealer. You don't have to double up those products if it's not totally necessary. So with concealer, I'm going to just put a little bit on the inner corner and the outer corner, not very much. Now you could easily take a concealer brush, your foundation brush, even if you've got a larger area, but I'm going to use my ring finger again. And I do like a concealer brush. JAFRA's got a beautiful paddle concealer brush that's double-sided that you can use to really clean up your eyeshadow and slice it up nice and sharp. But my eyeliner's got my sharp corner covered. So I'm just going to dab in my concealer here with my ring finger, and it's mixing with that JAFRA lip balm really well. So it's going to stay moist. It's not going to make me look dry under the eyes, which is that will really contribute to that fresh face that I'm going for. The skin is so important. I know we love to focus on makeup, but really, my friends, I promise you, when you've got that beautiful palette, the rest is just gravy on the potatoes. I'm telling you, it makes your job so much easier. Now I'm going to just make sure I don't have foundation on my brows. I make that mistake a lot. I think my eyes are looking beautiful. Let's go back to some powder. And I'm going to take my powder brush and just make sure everything is set. And now I'm going to go into lips. So I'm going to use this JAFRA Beauty Lip Definer. This is in the shade called Browns or Nudes. So it's actually called both. And I'm going to get my lip line real quick, starting at the Cupid's bow. Now, I think, especially with a red shirt and being glam, I could easily get away with a red lip, but I'm going to go with a nude, shiny lip today. I'm going to get a really good shine on my lip. I'm overlining just a little bit, but don't feel like you're obligated to do that. If you like this look and want to duplicate it, but you're not a fan of overlining your lips, that's okay. And I just dermaplaned right up here so I don't have any little peach fuzz on my upper lip. So it's easy for me to do that overlining. Dermaplaning is just a nice term for saying I shaved. Nobody wants to say they did that, but I'm always up for embarrassing myself, so it's fine. And now I'll do the bottom right in the middle. And now I'll connect those two spots. Now you probably notice I do several trips across. That just helps build up my product so it lasts longer. I have seen people just feather along and do a little tiny line, and that's okay. But if you take time to really build that product up, it's going to help with the longevity. It will last so much longer for you. Now, I want to go in with a lip stain. I want to use, you know what? I just changed my mind. Hey, Monica, can you help me out with something?
Sure.
I have a question for you. So
Bring it on.
JAFRA Beauty vinyl lipsticks. Are those regular line, or do we only offer these once in a while for a seasonal goodie?
Unfortunately, because they have become one of my favorites as well, they're only limited time. So whenever you guys see them on sale, I also suggest that you guys grab them. I think I cheated on my lip stain with this one, Jackie.
All right, well, I'm just going to give you a heads up then, you guys. If you ever see these vinyl lipsticks available, grab them because they're incredible and they're very, very long wear. Okay, so for today, I'm going to go ahead and use a crowd favorite then. I'm going to use beige chiffon. Let me grab my lip brush. And this is from the JAFRA Royal lipsticks. Again, it's called beige chiffon. It's a beautiful nude-ish shade. It's our #1 requested lip color here at the Beauty Bar for brides. So it's like the #1 bridal lipstick everywhere. They just love this just beautiful, kind of pretty bronzed look. Lately, that's kind of what brides are asking for, is this fresh face glam, believe it or not. And you can see it doesn't have to be so complicated, but I do like to pop a really incredible shine and add dimension. So I am going to go right through the middle with my concealer, right with my ring finger. I will brighten and lighten. Right in the middle, so that almost contours your lips. Now I'm going to add some JAFRA Royal Lip Plumping Jelly. Lip plumping, and you could probably try to say that 5 times fast and bite your tongue. But I'm going to use the shade Sugar and Spice because it's really just almost on the clear side. And adds a beautiful shine. Just pressing together because I don't want to remove that little pop of concealer in the middle that brightened it. And I'm going to just look in my big mirror over here to make sure everything is even. I think it is. I really think this is beautiful. And I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but my skin looks gorgeous. I really feel like this has given me a more youthful look too, because my skin just looks so dang pretty. I love the way this cream looks with that serum. And I'm going to finish it off with my JAFRA Beauty Setting Spray. I love this one because it really does help my makeup last longer, but it's not bad for my skin. There's so many setting sprays that just have so much alcohol. And, you know, it's okay. If you're going to get a really super high finish glam look and you need it to last all night, you do what you need to do, girl. But I really like to take care of my skin. So I'm going to take it easy. Nothing makes you feel more glam than a holographic fan, I tell you. What do you think?
I think you look fabulous, just like every day. We do have a comment that I would like for you to give us some tips from Teresa. She's saying that she has problems doing her bottom lip and making it look overlined. So what can be some of those tips for her?
All right, so this definitely, it depends on what your bottom lip does look like, the shape, the condition of your skin, all of that. But I'll give you the best general answer that I can across the board. And that is, for example, when you take your lip liner, use a deeper shade. So maybe I wouldn't have used the nude one because, it really blended with my lip color, my lipstick. But maybe one shade deeper. For example, in the JAFRA Beauty Automatic Lip Liner, there's a shade called Nutmeg, and it tends to show up a little bit deeper than the beige chiffon lipstick. Now, of course, if you are like medium deep to very deep skin tone, this may not be a good option for you. It may turn a little pink. But if you are fair all the way down to medium, this would work. So this one is retractable. So you just roll it up, and on the bottom lip, you can tuck it in if possible. I always say, pretend like you have no teeth when I tell my clients to do this. And they go, so I also say that weirder the face, the better the makeup. So don't feel bad about doing something crazy. So just pull it in. And what happens is it really flattens that line out, and then you can get underneath. And I started really light, going back and forth. Now feather it. And I'm overlining even more so you can see. I'm going to be one plump lady when I'm done here.
Jackie, and something that I would like to share with our followers is ever since I started following you, your tips and the lip liner, I've been doing my makeup since I was like 18. I've never did eyeliner before.
Really?
Yeah, so it's probably been like 6 months that I started practicing, and I just love how even if I do the lip stain, I do lip liner because it doesn't like that my lipstick doesn't feather. So great tips.
Yeah, that's really great. It's got practical purpose as
Mhm.
well as looking beautiful. So it helps it last longer. I say it like kind of creates a little like a dam, it holds it in, it keeps it from bleeding into the cracks or feathering, or even just disappearing. It helps it last longer. But I'm so glad that you're trying some of it, Monica. And lip liner is yes, beautiful, but also practical. And I hope that you can get a good look at how I started here.
Let me
So,
put you in the spotlight so you can share with us.
oh, thank you. Put me in the spotlight, girl. So I started here just a little bit. So I looked at my Cupid's bow to see where it would dent in and start directly below. And then I filled it in. So instead of trying to go side to side, maybe just start right in the middle and get a good line and then connect them. So I hope that helps. Yeah,
It sure does.
that's pretty good on the bottom there. Holy moly.
Beautiful, beautiful, fresh face makeup.
Thank you so much. I sure do feel pretty right now. I got to tell you, I like this look.
When we just met, like to start the live, and I saw you with the red, and then I started seeing what makeup you were using. I'm like, that's kind of what I used this morning without even planning.
That's amazing. See, it
So
can be very simple.
yeah, Sylvia Moore, she also says great tips. She always learns something new from you. So
Thanks,
yeah,
Sylvia.
nice tips. Well, thank you so much, Jackie, for these beautiful tips. Our followers really enjoy all your tips. They just say how much they love you, how much they're grateful for you to be here with JAFRA. So thank you everyone that joined us today.